What's up, everybody? It's Edwin Quinn racing at Tsukuba Circuit in the Group 4 WRX. The WRX was the most commonly selected car by the top 10 leaders for the week for this circuit. And while you'll see a variety of cars, including the NSX, you'll see the Audi TT, and a few others pop in. The WRX was chosen by the fastest driver. So for me, while I'm not going to be the fastest driver, I at least know that the car wasn't my hindrance and I can concentrate on my driving. So we're starting out P7. Qualifying times put us in the middle of the pack. I feel pretty good. The goal really is to just move up 1, 2, or 3 spaces, positions by the end of the race. But usually, when I come in here and get settled in, I don't feel like I'm racing against the other drivers as much as I am trying to keep a clean line, just stick to my race line. You'll hear race car drivers talk about racing the track, not the other drivers. And when we do that, we are more consistent on what we've found as drivers to be the fastest line through the course. So coming into this turn here, this is a common spot for passing. A lot of drivers end up trying to carry too much speed through that turn and end up pushing out wide. So we'll keep an eye on any opportunities for passing. When I think about passing, I don't think about going faster than the cars in front of me. I actually just think about maintaining my line. Because again, I found what I am most comfortable with getting through particular turns, what the appropriate turn-in point is, what the appropriate apex is, and what position and angle I will find to get on the throttle. It looks like there was a penalty up front in P4, and most likely due to contacts. So you see some cars push out wide here. We've got some battles going on, and as predicted, we have made a pass because the driver made a mistake going too wide through that turn. We also made another pass because of the driver that got the penalty for contact. There's another driver in front of us with a penalty. So hopefully we'll be able to capitalize on that 2-second penalty. We got a 1-second penalty because the driver that was coming back on course, we made contact with. Unfortunately, that's going to happen with GT Sport. I regard that as unavoidable contact. I had no responsibility in that. Wasn't too much that I can do. So it can be frustrating to get penalties when it wasn't something that you created or caused, but it can happen, and when it does, just try to shake it off, stay calm, and stay consistent. So we're going to have our engine cut for 1 second, get back on the throttle. We weren't able to capitalize on the penalty that was served by the vehicle in front of us. So, either way, we've already moved up 2 spots, and if we're able to stay consistent throughout the rest of the race, we may be able to maintain this position, which is great. So the goal isn't necessarily to win the race as much as it is to stay consistent, keep it clean, and possibly move up 1, 2, or 3 spots, which so far, so good. So I like how I took that turn. My lowest speed was about 76 miles per hour. If I'm 75 to 77 miles per hour, that's a great target speed to carry through that turn without pushing too far out to the left and risking going off track. That was one of the turns that I focused on when I was doing my qualifying. I'll tend to do drills on corners that I'm having difficulty with as I'm getting used to a track. So I'm pretty happy with that, how I'm taking that turn. Alright, so going through this section, I'm trying to straighten it out as much as possible, brake in a straight line, get that braking done. There's a little bit of trail braking. And here's the turn I was referring to, so target 75. So coming into the turn and dropping down to 73 at that lowest speed, I could have carried more speed, but if I come in at just the wrong angle, or if I just simply, hold the brake too long or let that speed drop off too far, it's going to slow me down and create distance between me and the car in front of me. So I haven't been watching the times, the gap time between me and the front car to know if it actually slowed down, but it looked like there was more distance placed between me and the car in P4. So lap 8 gives me another opportunity to do it again. So let's keep an eye on my speed here as I'm carrying through. Drop down to 67 miles per hour. So I am losing time, and as you can see, the leaders are pulling away from me. So what I really need to do when I'm qualifying, qualifying not only is to get the fastest lap time so I can move higher in the grid for the start of the race, but it's also just simply practice. So the more seat time, the more practice, the more laps you put down as a driver, the more consistent you'll get and the more speed you'll find on that particular track. So coming into lap 7, so we're going to keep an eye on that minimum speed. See if I can do a little bit better of a job here. 72 miles an hour, so definitely was better than the last lap, but not in my target range. And at this point, there's enough distance between me and the car behind me that I'm being a little bit conservative. I don't really want to take risks and push too hard, where I end up going too far or too fast and losing control. It's kind of the safe way to go, but not necessarily always the best way to go when you're trying to win races. Alright, it is the final lap. Tsukuba is an 8-lap circuit. Let's see what that minimum, 71 miles an hour. So still on the conservative side of things. But if we can bring it home clean, it doesn't look like the car behind us in P6 has any opportunity to make up distance unless I make a mistake, and there's really no opportunity for me to pass the car in front of me. So it's all about just bringing it home. And again, the goal is to finish up at a position 1, 2, or 3 spots higher than what I started. So started the race at P7 based on my qualifying times, and finished at P5 because we were able to take advantage of cars that were in front of us that had that had made mistakes. So thanks for playing. Be sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe for more content, and we'll see you at the next race.